Despite there being 3 games left to play this season, I don't know about you, my attention's already moving on really, to be honest. I'm already starting to think more about the summer ahead. I just want to see the back of the season. I know we're all feeling like that. I think especially after seeing Tottenham get to the Europa League final last night. I kind of expected them to do that anyway. Obviously now it's going to be a case of very much hoping that Manchester United can do the job come the end of the season when they face them. So yeah, I just want to see the back of it now. I feel actually that Spurs game where we drew 1-1, that was the game for me that I just wanted to see something more, get something to get a bit excited about. I'm not saying that can't return, and obviously we've still got Manchester United to play. Obviously coming up this weekend, and it's a big game in terms of the size of the club, etc., etc. But I just feel like the enthusiasm's not there at the moment. I really hope West Ham can deliver and lift the mood and just get some optimism going. Just so we can see the last few games out and get something to get behind. But I feel like I'm just saying that every week. You know what I mean? It's been months of saying that, thinking, we're going to give something to get a bit excited about. And every week it just feels like that's not the case. And my attention's certainly shifting now towards the summer transfer window. So I want to talk about a few things in here, a few players in terms of transfer targets. Before I do, though, I want to talk about another YouTube channel called Tartan Geo. Now, Geo from Hammer's Chat has his own separate channel he does, which is not just West Ham related, it's actually football related. And I've got to say, it's really good. Gio is one of those guys, he's just so knowledgeable of football. I actually find it really hard to understand how he fits the time in to watch so much football. He's one of those people who just watches everything. He's got such a vast knowledge of the game. Just a really interesting guy to listen to when he talks about football. He obviously talks predominantly what I listen to about him is West Ham, but now he's got this other channel, Tartan Geo. I've put the link in the description below, so go and check it out. Subscribe to that. It's a really good channel. He talks about everything from other transfer talks for other clubs. He talks about the playoffs at the moment and things like that. He's just really good, very insightful, really good. So very much worth a visit. So yeah, check it out, Tartan Geo, and I'll put the link in the description below. Right, let's talk about West Ham and these transfers. Then I've got a few players I want to talk about. Rodrigo Huescas. I don't know. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. He's plays for Copenhagen, and he's a defender for them. Now, interestingly, we've been linked with him a fair bit. It's sort of blown up a little bit now across a lot of channels and media outlets, etc. He's 21-year-old, and he plays as a winger. He also plays at right back as well. He's a bit more of a right back than he is a forward player. So I would guess that West Ham are looking at him as someone that would possibly be replacing Vladimir Coufal, who's likely to go, with Fulham being the most likely destination at the moment. Now, the interesting thing with Huescas, I'm going to say, someone's going to come on and say you pronounced it completely wrong, by the way, and I probably should have checked how to pronounce it properly. But I'm going to go with Huescas for now. Is that he's actually got a bit of a legal issue at the moment, which typically fits him at West Ham, doesn't it? That sounds like that kind of guy. He's going to prison. He's actually going to do prison time. He's got to do a 20-day stretch in prison for driving offences. Sorry, I didn't say driving offences. So I don't know exactly what they are, but he's been in a bit of trouble. So, he's got to do a prison sentence before he then leaves the country. Now, it appears that what West Ham are doing have seen the opportunity here and think, well, I'll tell you what, he needs to leave the club. He needs to leave the country. He's going to do his prison time. He's going to move on. It's not just knocking his footballing ability. It's just something they've got to deal with. Now, West Ham, being West Ham at the moment, as we know, we've got to be very careful in terms of our spend and be a bit cautious about how much we outlay, because there isn't going to be a great deal. I just think we've got to be quite shrewd in the transfer market. And I feel like this is one that sort of ticks that box, isn't it? It's someone that we can get a young player in, highly rated. He's, as I say, going to be available, and we feel like we might be able to get him for a decent price. So he's a player of big interest at the moment. We haven't laid down any formal offers or anything like that, but he's certainly someone that we're very interested in at this stage, and could well be making a move this summer. So certainly at this stage, I think it's just one to keep an eye on. But as I say, prison sentence at West Ham fits the bill. This is the kind of guy. He's the kind of guy for us. That's what I reckon. Junior Firpo from Leeds is an interesting one. So he's out of contract this summer. Obviously, just gained promotion at Leeds to the Premier League. There's talk that he won't be signing a new deal there, and he wants to move on and go somewhere else. Now, West Ham again are interested. Again, I think this ticks a few boxes. So obviously, he plays at left back. He's quite versatile. He's going to play forward positions as well, but he's predominantly known to play left back. Again, I would suggest that it's West Ham looking to move on Emerson this summer. I think that's going to be the case. I think he wants to go. So West Ham are looking again at alternative options that are going to be cost effective for the club. And Firpo's seen as that. He's seen as someone that West Ham West Ham can operate, get him in, get him on a free transfer. Of course, there's going to be agents fees, sign-on fees, things like that. But it's deemed that we might be a good deal for West Ham. As I say, at the moment, there's been no talks of it or the likelihood of him staying at Leeds. So it is likely he is going to be available. So at the moment, West Ham are looking at options for him and whether we can go and bring him in. So there's going to be talks ongoing. What I'm seeing about this is it appears to be a bit of a strategy in how we're doing things. It seems like not only are we trying to explore looking at bringing younger players in. Okay, I appreciate that Firpo doesn't quite fit into that. I think he's 28 years old. But we are looking at where we can strengthen the squad, but do it at a rate. We're not going to go out and spend money silly because we know we need to prioritise other positions. So, that's what we understand about that player at the moment. Now, one from XWHU employee, that's the real interesting one for me, is Morten Frendrup. Now, he plays for Genoa. He's also Danish international. His stats are incredible in terms of his ball winning ability. He's really known as a very strong defensive midfielder. Played 33 games for Genoa this season, cut the goals, no assists though, but he's got a few yellow cards. But he looks like a very decent player. Only 24 years of age, very highly rated. There's also a lot of talk that other clubs are interested in him. I find that Wolves are looking at him as well. £17 million though, but he's considered like as a really sort of complete midfielder. You know, he's got everything. He's box to box, gets stuck in. And I think it's someone that really that we need at this club. We need someone with engine, someone that gets about the pitch, and one that is a ball winner and gets stuck in. That is what he's known as. I mean, honestly, his stats are pretty impressive when you look at his defensive capabilities. He's one of the top in his league. So I certainly feel that's what West Ham will be. I want to say his league in Serie A. I think this one West Ham will be looking to pursue. Is XWHU employee said that we are going to sort of open up talks and push that forward. Again, £17 million for a player of that age and that capability. I think that again, it seems to just tick boxes, doesn't it? In that we're not going to be spending stupid money to bring him in, but it would be something that I would consider strengthening our midfield. The fact we haven't got any engine in our midfield at all, let's be honest, that's something that needs dealing with. And I feel like having someone like a number 8 like that, with that ball winning ability, I think it's a big box to be ticked. So I'm very much excited by this one. Actually, I think that would be a really good addition. He's got he looks impressive, and as I say, a rate for around £17 million. That's not too bad, is it, considering we're looking at also other midfielders as well, which is also what I'm really pleased to hear. I want to hear that we are looking and exploring to build our midfield, because it's something that we have suffered with all season. I know that we talk about strikers and we're saying we're lacking a striker, but this season it's been evident the midfield has been the biggest problem. Despite the players that we've got at our disposal, it just seems like we don't have enough engine there. We don't even have the right capability in the midfield, do you? You don't look at the options that we have in terms of a good pairing. We don't know who it is yet. Despite the manager we've had here, Potter now being here for pretty much half a season, he still doesn't know his best midfield. I just feel like it's an area we desperately need to work on. And the fact is that since losing Declan Rice, we've lost that engine in the midfield. We've lost that box to box midfielder. We've lost someone that can carry the ball. And this is someone, in terms of Frendrup, who can do those things. So I think it's a really good one. And as I say as well, in terms of age, 24 years of age, I think that works really well for the club. So yeah, certainly ones we've got to be looking out for at the moment. There are some other transfer bits to talk about, but I'm going to separate them and do them in other videos. This is more just sort of picking out a few sort of key ones of conversation at the moment. I think that all the transfer stuff obviously will start ramping up more and more now in terms of between now and the end of the season and as we go into the summer. So there will be far more players that will be here to talk about. But yeah, Frendrup for me, I would say, is one to very much keep an eye on. And we'll also have the come back tomorrow. We'll have the Manchester United preview I'll be doing with Tom, and he'll be doing some other videos himself. So yeah, have a good one. Take care and catch you later. Come on, your ones.